Welcome back to 11 Alive News at 5. We continue to cover another round of winter weather.
A lot of people can't believe it. Still very dangerous out there. Angelina Salcido live in Atlanta. Angelina, you're joining us from the Piedmont Heights neighborhood. We can see some snow and some stopped cars behind you. What are you seeing?
That's literally the story that's happening right here in this neighborhood, is the stopped cars and people sliding. I want to show you guys why. So here, obviously there's snow, but as we wipe this down, this is either slush or this is turning into ice. So the center of the road has essentially turned into ice and left people stranded. Now, there are neighbors who have lived here for quite some time that have been helping people that have not navigated this area before either get up the hill or down the hill. We've seen people kind of lowering their tire pressure with anything that they might have in their car, taking like the phone charger cubes, trying to lower down the pressure so then that way their tires will have a little bit more grip on the road. But as you can see from this car right here, tires are not gripping on the road because of how icy it is in this area. Now, the roads, obviously we know that GDOT was out kind of salting them. They make sure that the highways and the interstates are good, but this is what we tend to see when the temperature of the road is so cold that because it freezes over, it hasn't been salted, it freezes over, and so it creates a dangerous situation for drivers. People that have lived here for quite some time that we've spoken to say that they tend to see this happen. They obviously know because they live here, and that's why they're able to help people, but they just want everyone to try and avoid areas like this. There are a lot of roads in this area and around Metro Atlanta that are experiencing the same thing. We've spoken to a few other people that actually got stranded. One guy that we spoke to is from Miami. First snowstorm in Georgia in the 3 years that he's lived here, and the first one that actually he's experienced the ice and the treacherous conditions here. He said, oh my God, my tires are not weatherproofed. I wasn't ready for this scenario, but the bright spot in all of this is to see people literally get out of their cars and help one another try to navigate through this. If we keep going down, this gentleman in the blue jacket, he lives here on one of the houses. He's literally been helping everybody. And then the cars are either able to get down the hill or up the hill. But you can see how slick the road is here. And with the temperatures continuing to drop throughout the night, this is going to be a problem in other areas as we continue to see the roads ice up. So that's why they're warning people to try and stay off the roads. Don't come out if you don't have to, because this is a situation that you could face here, and it could potentially be pretty dangerous, you guys. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, it's very scary out there.
Yeah, and Angelina, if we could ask you a question, we noticed where you are is on a hill. Jennifer and I, we've been seeing images online of cars getting stuck. As we know, Atlanta's a very hilly place. What are you hearing from neighbors right now in a kind of like a scary situation? When you were just talking there, it almost seemed like that car was sliding because of that ice.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look at another one right now. So this man who lives here is actually trying to help another person down. This Mercedes has been stuck for quite a while. But with these hills here, because it's so hilly in the Piedmont area, in the Midtown area, and in the Piedmont Heights neighborhood that we're in right now, this is the scene that you typically see. And yes, it's extremely unsafe. The two people that we've spoken to that were still stuck inside their cars were just like, as soon as I felt my tires not gripping the ground, I knew that it wasn't safe for me to go anymore. I didn't even want to try anymore because they were afraid of hitting other cars, or they were afraid of just losing control and going off the road into the sidewalk. So fortunately, there are people like this gentleman here that was able to help people out. We asked him if he felt comfortable speaking, but he really didn't want to take any credit for it, just because he lives here and he knows what people go through when they try to drive through this area. But anyone really that lives in this area or that gets stuck just wants to make sure that they help people. We're going to be telling those people's stories throughout the night. There are a few people that we've spoken to that thankfully were safe, were able to get out. But again, throughout the night, it's going to be a pretty dangerous situation. So you do want to make sure, if you have to be out on the roads tonight, that you are extremely careful, especially if you know that you're going to be going up or down a hilly area.
Yeah. Wow. And I know we don't have much time. Angelina, if you can hear us, do we know, were those roads treated? I'm just curious. Those roads were treated by you.
So I'm not 100% sure. Even us driving up here, and then when we it's gotten icier throughout the time that we have been here, and so I'm not sure that these roads were treated. And I want to ask neighbors if they saw people coming by.
Yeah.
The gentleman that I spoke to before coming on to talk to you guys was telling me that he knew that the interstates were salted, but that typically these back roads tend to be the problem because they're not treated. This guy over here, so this is the guy that we actually spoke to. He's helping somebody right now. So what he's doing is making sure that he lowers the tire pressure to this woman's car, so then that way when they try to help her come down the hill, her tires will hopefully grip a little bit more. So this is going to be continuing. They have people at the bottom of the hill warning people not to come up, especially if they don't have that four-wheel drive. Chuck, I'm gonna have my photojournalist pan over this way so that you guys can see, and we'll see how this car does coming up the hill. And with some of the cars get through perfectly fine. They try to like speed through it. Some of them have four-wheel drive, other cars don't. This person tends to be, yep, he's looking like he's doing okay, so he's going to make it through. But again, you just want to make sure that you're safe, especially in hazardous conditions like this.
Yeah. Thank you, Angelina. We certainly want to encourage folks, especially if you're on a lesser traveled road or one that's not a highway that's been treated for sure, to take it easy and be safe out there. We're going to get to a break, but our coverage will continue in just a moment.